So yes, I did come into a lump sum of money in my past. Hey everyone, so what are you going to do if you come into a lump sum of money? This isn't as strange of a question as you might think. I know lots of people that come into some money for whatever reason. They sold a property, they got inheritance, sold a business, got a lump sum payout as a work redundancy, or they accessed their retirement fund early. So let's work out what to do for those that might be in this situation or is going to possibly be you in the future. Поехали! Okay, the first thing I suggest when you get this lump sum of money is to put it somewhere safe, like a bank account, and don't rush. Don't scramble to go buy something immediately. So I have a really good example here. See, my mum and dad came into some money. They actually own a farm and they had a water license. They didn't need the water license, so they ended up selling it and came into a significant amount of money. Now, my mum saw this big influx of money and nearly rushed out and bought an apartment at the beach on like the first weekend after they received this money. And I had to try to talk her out of it because she was nearly going to buy it sight unseen. Yeah, she knew the building and knew where it was in the location, like the location side of things, but she had no due diligence here. She just saw this amount of money and just got a bit emotional about it. So the first thing to do is to take it easy. Now, during this time that you're taking a little bit of a break and working out what to do, we're going to call this the cooling off period. You need to think about what diversification strategy that you want. See, there's so many different things. You can invest in real estate, and that can be commercial or farmland or residential or industrial. There's the stock markets of the world. It doesn't have to be in your country and specifically, it could be anywhere in the world. There's index funds and ETFs, there's crypto, there's NFTs, you can buy music royalties. There's a lot of options here. So if you haven't worked out what your investing personality is, well, you need to work that out. Can you stomach wild price fluctuations? If you can, well, maybe you can go into something like crypto or the stock market. But if you can't stomach wild price fluctuations and you're going to get nervous or upset about it or be checking things all the time, well, maybe you need to go in something that isn't so volatile. Maybe you do ETFs, or maybe that's when real estate is a good idea. Now, some of these investments aren't going to produce cash flow and some of them will. So you need to think about whether you want this lump sum of money to support your lifestyle. If you do, you're going to need something that gives you cash flow. Or maybe you're looking to just build this into an even bigger pile of money. You don't need the cash flow. Maybe you have a job. So you're going to keep your job and turn this money into something massive. So my suggestion in this situation would be to take at least 6 months in this cooling off period to think about your personal circumstances. But let me tell you what I did. So yes, I did come into a lump sum of money in my past. About 3 or 4 years ago, I sold a business. And what that business essentially was doing is I was selling fitness equipment online. I was selling it in America on Amazon and other places throughout the world. I sold that company, came into a lump sum of money. Now, the first thing I did was I needed to secure my residency in the Republic of Georgia. And to do that, I had to either start a business and hire Georgians in the country, or I could invest $100,000 into property. So I decided to invest the $100,000 into property. That was the easier choice for me. I didn't know what business to start and I didn't know how to hire Georgians. That seemed too difficult. So I decided to do the investment and property approach. Now, that property in Georgia was not a good investment. I was really doing it for other reasons, not for an investment reason. But I do have a place in Georgia now and I actually really enjoy going there. I'm looking forward to going there very soon. So anyway, let's skip past that. So the second thing I did was, with the rest of the money that I had, I decided to put it into an index ETF. And that was going to be what I did while I was going through my cooling off period. And then I spent the next 3 years now slowly allocating the money as I learned more and more about investing. Now, I decided against crypto because valuing it didn't make sense, and I didn't trust any of the exchanges in the crypto space. Now, I don't trust a lot of brokerage exchanges, even in the stock market space, but I do think Interactive Brokers is the best. If you are new to investing or just looking for a brokerage account that is safe, well, I only recommend them because I think they are the safest. Look, what's the point in saving $1 or $2 in commissions? If the risk is higher, you could lose it all. There's a link in the description for those interested in taking a look at a demo account and getting a feel for it yourself. Now, while I was learning about investing, I came across music royalties. And look, I think I would have been interested in this if I could get a better margin of safety. I think music royalties are generally a little bit overpriced. Look, I don't really want to get 8-9% for an asset that I think I'm just unsure about the next 10-15 years of that particular song. And maybe something, I don't know, a lot of the music royalties are in slow decline, and I just didn't feel safe about investing in music royalties at the moment, but I might be one day if the price was right. I do actually have a video on music royalties explaining this market if you are interested in learning a bit more. Now, more recently, there's NFTs, and I think they are going to be popular, but again, very difficult to assign value to a digital art and other things that NFTs are representing. I'm not against this world at all, I just am not going to be investing in it anytime soon. Then there's real estate. As an investment, doesn't add up much for me regarding a risk-reward ratio. Maybe if I was able to get 30-year fixed mortgages like you can in the USA, then I would be looking into it more, but I can't, so there isn't a scenario that real estate investing makes sense to me. Then there's ETFs, and I think they're a good, safe option for the long term, but I wanted to see what more I could do. If I had a full-time job and wasn't that interested in investing, this would have been the strategy. 100% of my money I would have put into VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and IVV, which is the iShares S&P 500 ETF. The reason for these two specifically is they've got the lowest fees. Vanguard and BlackRock are great businesses. The world is getting better, and I think innovation in America is alive and well, hence why I would put my money in the S&P 500. But studying individual companies just appealed to me. It always has. I like businesses because they make money. Gold, crypto, oil, these things don't make cash flow. So I have spent the last 3 years studying companies, upskilling myself in investing, finding my style and what works for me. And actually, on some news, I'm pretty much fully invested now. I have an apartment in Georgia, which on the face of it isn't a good investment, but it does give me my residency, and that saves me a small fortune every year being a resident of Georgia. I have a couple of private businesses that I am part of, that I've invested in. These are cash producing businesses, which is nice for my living costs. And the rest is in individual companies that I think will do better than the S&P 500. Well, time will tell. Now, I'm still evolving my strategy, and of course I'm making mistakes. I think I'm getting a little better and just about ready to leave the portfolio alone now and just let it run. So if you have come into some money, give yourself a cooling off period. It is an emotional time and you need to chill out and think slowly. Then spend some time working out your diversification strategy, whatever suits you. Maybe you want to be 100% in stocks or 100% in crypto. Well, you need to think about how you want to invest. I don't advise either of these options, by the way, but just think about what's best for you. And then look over the investment options that are out there in the world. There's so many different things. And start ruling out the things that you don't want to learn about. Eventually, you will find the idea that appeals to you, and then just read everything you can on the topic. You'll probably make mistakes, so just be easy on yourself. We all make mistakes. Just try not to get wiped out. Now, it's taken me, like I said, 3 years to be now fully invested, and I think that's fine. Maybe for most people that is too long, but I just needed to get my head around my strategy. But in saying all that, do take action when you have done the homework and you see the opportunity. Anyway, any indication that this video wasn't a complete waste of my time, that would be greatly appreciated. Maybe just press that like button for me. And I want to say thank you to Monsieur D, who is one of my subscribers. You always have great comments. I appreciate the support. You are a legend. Thanks for staying to the end, and I'll see you next time.